Good morning everybody. Today I'm talking about thyroid and what you can do at home to test your own thyroid. It's not a precise science, so it's good to get a feel for it and then you can go to the doctor and get the actual blood testing. So before you go to bed of a night time, place a thermometer next to your pillow. First thing in the morning when you wake, before you do anything, don't move around, don't jump up and go to the bathroom, just literally roll over and pop the thermometer in your mouth, or depending on the thermometer, under your arm. And so you keep it there until it beeps, you write down the temperature. So I do this for 3 days in a row and add the 3 days up and divide them by 3, which will give you an average. So, or you don't even actually need to do that. Just if your temperature is lower than 36.4 degrees every day, it's worthwhile getting your thyroid checked. Some things to remember: that if you're on the first 1 to 4 days of your period, that will make your temperature go up. So you might either factor that in when you're doing it and do it for a bit longer, or wait till after your period has finished. So that's a really basic way to go, oh yeah, you know, my temperature's not where it should be, because our thyroid is what drives our energy metabolism and our temperature control too, to some degree. So if your temperature's off, well then you're not getting, your body's not getting the benefits that it needs. So we need to fix that quite quickly. So the other thing you can do to check for nodules and or goiter. So goiter is where you get a lump around your neck. And it's funny because the people that live with you all the time generally don't see it. It's other people who see it. I once picked up, when I was about 19 or 20, I saw a photo of somebody that I spoke to every day on the phone, but I'd never actually seen. And when I saw a photo of her, I said, oh, there's something big swelling on your neck. And it turns out it was a goiter. And she said, everybody looks at me every day and nobody's ever noticed that. So what you need to do is get a handheld mirror, hold the mirror up to your face, get a glass of water, and so hold the mirror and look at the area just below your Adam's apple, so around here and immediately above your collarbone, so up in here. And so when you're looking in the mirror, tip your head back and have a drink of water. So you'll be able to see like that. So, and you're looking for any bulges or protrusions that come out of the side of your neck. So if you see any bulges or protrusions, you may have an enlarged thyroid or a thyroid nodule if it's more pronounced on one side. So then it's worth going to the doctor to get that checked. If you think, you know, if you're feeling something around here. Some people feel like they've got bread stuck, or that they're just a little bit swollen. So it's worthwhile going to get that checked then. Some food and stuff that you can do for thyroid help. One of the things that I think is really good is omega-3 fatty acids. So lots of fish like sardines, wild salmon, trout, tuna, those sorts of fish. Unmanaged hypothyroidism can't get my words out this morning, can increase your risk of heart disease. So fish is always a really good source of omega-3 fatty acids, which also helps with our heart. So you're getting 2 for 1. It's also a really nice supply of selenium, which is also important for your thyroid. So nuts, some Brazil nuts, and I think for me that's probably one of the things that I think has brought my thyroid back online, is having Brazil nuts every day. Make sure if you're getting Brazil nuts that they actually are from Brazil, because they're the ones that are most rich in selenium. So you only need to take 2 or 3 a day. If you eat too many, you will give yourself a selenium toxicity. So just 2 or 3 a day is more than enough. So fresh fruit and selenium toxicity are things like you get jittery, your hair falls out, all things. Hi Tatiana. So fresh fruit and vegetables. So weight gain is one of the biggest indicators and early symptoms of low thyroid. You know, you're exercising, you're doing things, but you're still putting on weight. So fresh fruit and vegetables are loaded with antioxidants. We know that they're good for us. They're good for your bowel. There is talk about cruciferous vegetables like kale, cauliflower, bok choy, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, all those things being problematic with thyroid. And I think to some degree, if they are, if you eat bucket loads of those every day, raw or even cooked, I think that they could be problematic. So because they can block the uptake of iodine. I think though, as long as you steam them, and you're not eating truckloads of them raw, and you're not having a green smoothie every day, and to me I would be cutting out your green smoothies, because I think they are more problematic because it's raw cold food all the time. And that leads to thyroid disruption. So if you're not eating them every day and you're eating them steamed, I think that's a pretty fantastic outcome for thyroid health. The other thing would be seaweeds. Seaweeds like nori, wakame, dulse flakes, all those things are an excellent addition to your diet. They're all really high in iodine. Not many people would eat those foods. So you don't need lots of them. You just need condiment size. They're good to add onto a salad. With dulse, I often make dulse butter, which is fantastic. So just small sizes are enough. With iodine, once upon a time we used to get iodine from the old milk bottles, and this is probably dating me. You know, they'd at the dairy, they'd actually wash the bottles out with iodine, and most people would get iodine that way. We no longer have that, and they have put iodine in the food, but it's generally bromide, so your body can't uptake that bromide because it displaces the iodine as well, so it really hasn't solved our problem. So eliminate gluten. Lots of studies show us that there's a link between gluten sensitivity and hypothyroidism. Gluten can also initiate thyroid antibody production so it can push your hypothyroid over into an autoimmune condition like Hashimoto's or Graves' disease. So gluten's got to come out. And once you start, it's really not that hard to get the hang of it. So, and to remove all the usual suspects like sugar and alcohol, processed soy, processed foods, soy protein isolate. So, soy products, basically, not fermented soy. I think fermented soy is okay in smaller amounts. So be really diligent about taking those out, and make sure that you're getting enough fresh fruit and vegetables, lots of fish, a small amount of seaweed, nuts and seeds, and then you'll be all great. And just make sure the water that you drink too is not fluoridated water, that it's filtered water, because the fluoride affects the thyroid as well. So lots of things to think about. Next week I'm going to do Hashimoto's, but it probably won't be, till Wednesday. So keep your eye out for that, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye.